Hi everyone, welcome back to Chan Chats. Doing it a bit differently, as you can see. I'm playing Power Wash Simulator. This is the Chan Clean Chat, the Clean Chan Chat. I'll figure it out. So, I just thought, I think the game's too loud. I thought it would be fun if I made this a YouTube series and also played Power Wash Simulator, right? Because this is the most podcasty game there is. And I hope the audio levels are okay. Because I haven't. I've tried to adjust them right. So I hope that the game isn't too loud. I hope I'm not too loud. I hope the game's also not too quiet. Because when the dings hit in this game, you want to hear it. Everyone wants to hear the power wash dings. So, but what I wanted to actually talk about is success and comparisons, right? I'm in a stage. I'm at a place in time. I find it very difficult to not compare myself to others. I feel like it's so easy to get sucked into comparisons at in this like day and age, really, because you can see so much about what everyone is doing nowadays with how much social media has grown, and also this generation got a lot more kid stars because of YouTube, because of and then there's more publicity for child actors, there's more publicity for football wonder kids, and it kind of just puts a bit of a dent in my confidence almost, thinking about um how I don't think I've done anything in particular with my life, and how, there's a lot more people my age, younger, who have already basically completed life, and it just doesn't feel great. But hopefully I'm in the midst of healing that problem, and hopefully it doesn't linger, because comparing sucks, because I hate doing it, and I don't want people to compare to me, because everyone is different. Everyone has a different way of life, and I can explain that. I've just spat. I can explain that to others, but I can't take it on board myself. And that is so common for me. I do that with so much advice, just things that I say to my friends if they ever like ask. Um, if people are like, and I just don't know why I can't listen to myself sometimes. I will give the what I think is decent advice. My friends will say, "Why don't you also do that?" And I'm like, "Oh, 'cause I can't." Like, I'll just dismiss myself. I'll put myself down. Which, fun fact, is not advisable. And unfortunately, I just have such a big habit. I do that with every single thing. And I don't know. It gives me a sense of fear that I'm not somebody who people want to be friends with because of it. I'm just a bit of a loser. If I'm not positive, and I don't have to be positive all the time, but if I'm not positive about myself, then it's like, Who would want to be friends with that? I wouldn't want to be friends with me if I was a negative Nelly. So yeah, I don't know. That's just what I thought. I've also realised, it's ironic I'm recording this. I haven't taken my sertraline today. Whoopsie. Everyone knows I need my sertraline. Hopefully I remember to cut this bit out. And to make it obvious, I'm not even going to edit this down. Fuck that. Edited. I've got work I've got actual uni referrals to do. Here I am playing Power Simulator and making a like mini podcast kind of thing. Instead of actually doing my degree. And each day that comes by, I'll say, yeah, today's the day I start planning. I haven't even planned it. It's all, I've got like 4 things to film. And they're all due in a flipping, in a month, less than a month. What am I doing to myself? Oh my God. I just want a summer break, but like, I will have one. I'll have a long one anyways. Like, just do your referrals, please. What else can I talk about? Right, I mean, it's time to talk about Rishi Sunak. Because he is telling 18-year-olds, well, he's telling the public, that if he gets voted in this coming election, he's gonna send, after I think after A levels, he's sending people to the military. Am I bothered? No, well, a bit, but at the same time, it's not me going. However, him saying if too many people decline it, he's going to limit internet access to 4 hours a day. Who's that going to help? Who does that help? Think of office jobs, right? That need Wi-Fi. They need network. 4 hours of network. That is not enough to like run any business, run a company. That is such a horrible idea. All because 18-year-olds are scared because they don't actually know what is being asked of them. That's all. They're uneducated, so they worry, they panic. It's like, oh my God, military, I'm gonna, like, they just think they're going to die. They think they're going to war. You know, you just have to train a little bit. But we already have, I thought, well, I don't know, I'm not well educated myself. I thought we already had a good military. Why do we need to have so many people? Why does he need to, like, ask every 18-year-old to go? Yeah, it kind of confuses me, that's all. Because, I don't know. I mean, we're definitely not as strong as we used to be, but I still think we're relatively strong. Maybe not in the bombing front. It's probably our weak spot compared to a lot of other countries, but in terms of actual army and military, I thought, yeah, thought we were solid. It doesn't seem like it though. By the way, I'm so sorry for how much I'm going to be pressing this tab button, but you're going to see it a lot. Just because I want to make sure I get everything, he says, having left a couple of spots. Okay, right click does it so I don't have to hold the button. Okay, sorry. The issue I have right now in this country, in England, is that people are going to be impatient with Labour, who are getting voted in. I can't see the Conservative Party turning it around because they're saying they're limiting Wi-Fi and 18-year-olds going to the military training, whatever, for 1 year. But like, people are gonna say that, oh, Labour, they're not turning this around. It's literally like after like 1 term, they'll probably say that, and then Tories are back in, and what do you know? It's just gonna be a constant like yo-yo, and it makes me wonder, what is a good way to have your country ran? Because I'm not sure if this whole government thing is working as of late. I think us Brits are just, we're not made for it, we're just a bit full of ourselves. I don't know though. Maybe Labour will turn it around. Maybe they won't. Maybe nothing matters at all. And that brings me on to my next point. Pessimism versus optimism. Now, you have probably heard people say this in a jokey way and in a serious way. At the end of the day, we're all tiny specks in space. Nothing we do matters, so why do we even bother? And obviously, there's two sides to that coin, as there is with so many coins of the world. Oh, ding ding, my friend. Why not say that? What's next? Oh, I'll do the roundabout. But yeah, so sorry, I've forgotten how to rotate. I know it sounds really stupid. But yeah, there's two sides of that, because you could think, well, nothing matters, so just go for it. You only get one shot and everything. Like, you know, you do what you like, do what you love. You know, just have fun with your life before it passes you by. And then there's the, why would I even bother? I'm going to die. I have had a mixed view. I'm definitely a pessimistic kind of guy, I'll be honest. Like I say, I tend to put myself down. I will speak down upon myself. I've just said the same thing but worded it differently. But oh, I again, I think it's something that I'm slowly figuring out, that to stop being so down about it, and whatever happens, take it as it is, and just run with it, you know? And hopefully you can get some positives out of life, you know? All I hope for is just to be able to smile when I am on my deathbed. I just want to be like, I did well. I want, hopefully, you know, I'll have a family that I loved and they loved me. To do that though, I can't just, you know, shit talk myself and put myself down, because then I truly won't succeed. The more I'm negative, the more negative everything will be that I do, right? So we'll see how it goes. And I can't focus too much on the future. I can't focus on, you know, what I want when I'm dying. I can't focus on myself in 10 years. I have to focus on building myself up right now. A mate of mine recently messaged me because on my Snapchat I posted a story about how like I was feeling old, nostalgic, like thinking about how like all the stuff from my childhood, my niece, my nephews, they will have no idea what it is, and they will think it's ancient. Like how I think like the N64 is ancient, they're gonna think Xbox 360 is a bag of poo, and it's like scary to me, or it was, because it was like the time is it just feels like, especially these past like 5 years, have gone by way too quick. Like I didn't think it was that long since I was just a teenager getting ready for GCSEs, but that was ages ago. That was like 2018. That's 6 years ago. Like I've been there, done that now. I just can't really wrap my head around it. I have done everything on this roundabout, right? But if I dwell too much on it, it'll all pass me by, and then I will have nothing to shout about really in my life. So I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna yawn first. Focusing on my uni degree. Hopefully, gonna do some side projects here and there throughout the next couple months, potentially. There's a lot that I want to do, but I don't have a full-on plan. And I like to have some idea of what I'm doing. Not a full-on plan to the precise dot of like time and everything. But I'm not very spontaneous. I will be in the mode, like, well, that is what spontaneous means. But like, with my ex, for example, there was whenever I wanted us to go out, whether it was just to go out in town, or like if we were going to a concert or something, I would really want to know what time she was coming, what time I needed to be ready for, where to meet, stuff like that. And I was usually met with unclear answers. Because I liked to have that planned. She didn't as much. She was a bit more nonchalant about everything. So it kind of just stressed me out every time because I was like, am I even gonna make it? Like, are we even gonna be able to do anything? Am I even gonna make it to the concert? Like, everything just started piling on. And usually, it would result in me, not physically, by the way, but like lashing out, like saying, just being fed up and like. But then I'd put my foot down and be like, is this time okay? But normally I'd get an I don't know back, and it would just continue. It'd be this cycle of frustration. Why am I telling this story? Like, yeah, like, I have ideas of what I want to do this summer, right? Whether, like, with side projects. I'd preferably get a fucking job, just to tie me down some more money. And, like, I'd love to go on holiday, but again, without money, doubt it. So, but I don't have, like, okay, this month, like, this week is when I'm gonna do this. Today is I'm gonna job hunt. Like, I don't do that. So, maybe that's my downfall. Maybe I need to be a bit more of a planner. But is that almost not control freak, or is that just like too much? Am I? My mum, when I started my healing process, my recovery, my antidepressants and everything, advice was take it day by day. So I've stuck with that advice. However, there does come a point in time I'm gonna have to start thinking further. Pretty soon. Like, well, this bloody summer, preferably. So hopefully, I will do that. And if I don't, then I'm shooting myself in the foot a bit, probably, because, like I said, I'm really lazy and a very good procrastinator. Some of my uni referrals I got given like 3 weeks ago, and I haven't started. Like, I could have so easily have done them. I just haven't, because I was like, oh, it's fine. I've only got that many pieces to do. I can have a few weeks rest. Next thing you know, I've only got a month left, and I've not planned anything. And then today, I got given another one of my modules to do as a referral. And it's due the same day. So I was like, what? Hang on. This seems a bit unfair. I wasn't given enough time for this. Have I complained? No. I'm just going to suck it up and do it. Hopefully. I'm not going to get a very high grade in this second year, but oh well. Just wonder what I'm going to do. I wonder if I'm going to stay on for a master's. Who knows? Because at this point, a degree's washed down now. It used to mean something, an undergrad. In my opinion, it doesn't mean as much anymore. It don't make you stand out like it used to, like the whole point of it. I wish I knew that information when I was applying, because I would have got an apprenticeship or something and gone into the real world, hopefully. And maybe I'd be a bit less stressed. Or more. But again, whatever. Don't dwell on it. This is the choice I made. Let's fucking do it. I remember when my mum was thinking if, like, I was, like, considering dropping out. And I explained to my mum what my program leader said, that leave of absence, so that I could do second year next year. But I stuck with it. I was like, because I was scared to leave people I knew, even though I'd been gone for 6 months, and I was scared to have to fit into a new year group who had known each other for 1 year already. So for them to randomly have me, I'd feel so much like an outsider. And I'm tired of feeling like an outsider. I've felt like an outsider for so long of my life, I think. Um, for so many reasons. Um, not limited to the most obvious one being my race, my skin tone. When I was younger, I was a lot darker. Not a lot, but I was darker than what I am now. So like, I looked more Indian. Now I look more Chinese, I think. Um, Obviously needing glasses probably adds to that. Um, but yeah, and I didn't feel right. Um, and I didn't feel white. You get it? Um, Anyways, I and then I don't know. I sort of I didn't make a core group in primary. I had, and I think this is common for when you're in a big primary school. But I couldn't help but think that we'd all shift around basically as one big group, and then this class I'm with them, this lunch I'll sit with these lot. But because of that, I didn't get the really dead close bond with anyone as I'd liked. So because of that, oh, that is not a neat line at all. Um, and then I feel like that kind of carried on into secondary school. Again, big secondary school, but it was definitely a smaller group. However, I used to be really, really sensitive about certain things. Again, race. And boys will be boys. And when it came to bantering, I couldn't take it. I hated it, and I was just a mardy git all the time, to be honest. Constantly upset with the jokes they were making. And obviously, when you get a reaction like that, it makes them want to do it more. It took me like 3-4 years to realise that. And they kept me around, but because of the conflicts, there'd be like periods where I wouldn't want to speak to them. So every lunch or break, I'd go to a larger group of friends who most of them I knew from primary. And in all fairness, they were down with me. They you know, they didn't hate me. However, I was the outsider because I just randomly started popping up. No explanation. They'd have their inside jokes. They would normally talk, and I'd be just walking behind or just around. So, yeah. In sixth form, it got better, and then in uni, it's been good. What was my original point? God, I talk so fucking much. I'm so sorry. I've only just realised that. Um, I haven't just realised. I had a podcast. And I have a Snap story which I waffle on, and everyone complains that it's just too much. But I I didn't want to be an outsider again because I finally. Well, I felt like I had a group again in uni. I had my sixth form ones still. They were still there, and I still talked to a majority of them. So, but I really didn't want to start anew and be another outsider and maybe be unhappier. I thought I'd power through because the people that I already know, hopefully, can help. And, I'd say they did, you know? And I met new people. And I weren't the outsider. Oh, fucking get it. Win-win. Uh, Gotta get these fine details now, come on now. What's the smallest one again? Oh, trying to get it as close to the line, but it's too powerful. Hate when that happens. You know, me, too powerful. I mean, oh, oh. Sorry. Anyways, moving on. Isn't it bad that I just trauma dump? I'm not. This isn't trauma, is it? Well, I have in the past. I've trauma dumped just onto not strangers, but people that don't ask. Right? This is kind of what I do. Exactly how this story goes. I will just go on and on about my problems and be like, "Oh, it felt nice to talk about that. Here's another. Have another." And I will do it for God knows how long. I mean, just see how long this video is. That's how long I'll do it for, I guess. I will finish when this is done, by the way. So the quicker I get this done, the less you'll have to hear me. However, you can't skip forward and miss all this amazing progress. What are you, crazy? Does green actually work well? I feel like I don't like. See, look. You want to know pro power simulator tips? You always, well, not always, as I'm literally not anymore. But I feel like you should stick to yellow and red. They're just the most effective. I mean, maybe they're not. I've been wasting everyone's time. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I've got to go back, haven't I? Really, you know, get a second layer on that. But anyways. Oh. It's unhealthy how people talk about their problems now. We're at a weird point because a lot, and this is good, right? Recently, people. I don't care, Harper. Shut up. This is my show. This is my channel. This is my video. Fuck off. Go away. I'm sure it's a great hat. You twat. Cheek some people. I've lost my train of thought now. Thanks a lot, Harper. Dickhead. What was I saying? I've actually forgotten. Like, fully. Screw you, Harper. That's what I was saying now. Right. Yeah. In recent years, it's becoming a lot more common for people to talk about your feelings. And that is wonderful. That's a positive, because it means I feel more comfortable doing it. And I matter the most. I care. Like, I struggled to open up because I felt weak. I felt vulnerable doing it. It didn't make me feel strong, and I'm weak. I lack strength because I don't have any physically. So I had to try and look mentally strong by not being sad. Lo and behold, I got sad. So it didn't really work. And I didn't know who to talk to because I was sad. But as more and more came out about men's mental health, talking about your problems, it being manly to talk about your problems, I felt more comfortable doing so. And so I did. And it was a very, very good idea. It helped a lot in that time when I first did. And it was a big weight. But I still struggled when it came to family. I'm the youngest sibling on one side of my family. So I've always been their little boy, and I've always been happy, to be honest, or at least I've seemed happy. So for me to come out with the stuff that had been going wrong in my life to them would have been just the complete opposite of how I seemed, to be honest, for the last couple of months and longer. So I didn't feel comfortable. I still don't feel comfortable with some of my family, like telling them. But the good news is a good half I can open up to now. But I think trauma dumping is becoming so much more common because people now know it's okay to talk about their feelings. They don't know how to. I don't know how to. I will just, like I said, I will just go on and on. When I am finally comfortable enough to do so. And I overshare and everything. But, it kind of just shows how uneducated we have been, and we have so much progress to make in so many different things, so many social injustices we need to fix, and we think we're doing a good job. We are doing a good job with some of them. Take racism, for example. We are fighting against that, and feminism, but there's still so much more progress to make, and it can't, it doesn't stop here. I feel a bit strange, right, because this sounds so, like, not pick me. I don't know what the word is. It sounds like it's like what you'd say if you were speaking to a girl and, like, you were really interested, but you just fucking, like, lied through your teeth. But it's like, I support women's football so much. Like, I've been to the Emirates 4 times to see Arsenal Women's Football Club. I think the growth of that game is amazing. But again, it's nowhere near done. And with feminism as a whole, I am so invested in that. Like, I am interested in there being equality. And I want to be educated on the stuff that I'm not informed upon. And there's a lot when it comes to just women in general that I don't know. And the struggles that they have to go through. And it is, at first, it's difficult to get my head around. And when it's difficult, it will frustrate people that are trying to explain stuff to me. So it makes me a bit scared. Because it's like, I'm not trying to sound like an idiot. I just genuinely, I want to understand, but I'm just finding it hard to because I'm not a woman. And it's the uneducated stuff like not all men. Stuff like that. That isn't the point. They're not saying it's all men that do these things that like they're unhappy with. That's not the point. And it was all lives matter. Yes. But that's not the point. Because we need to focus on the ones that are suppressed, the minorities. People, no one thinks white lives don't matter. But there's so many people that will look down upon people that are coloured. And mixed and everything. So that's the problem. It's not that... It's not people saying that, oh, all men are cunts and, all white people, they should be the ones dying and they should be slaves. I don't know what I can say. I'm just, oopsie. I'm not sure if that's allowed. I'm saying TikTok. I think I can say it. But when people miss the point like that, it's frustrating for me. And it's frustrating going onto like Instagram, looking at comments of posts, like female sports, in just as a whole, where there'll be so many people, and most of them are probably just trying to rage bait. They are trying to get interactions. They're just trying to get seen and attention. But there is definitely some that actually believe what they say. When it's like, who is that? We don't care. Kira, what's her name? Kira Knightley? That's not it. Hang on, let me get my... This is unprofessional. I'll say who she is. She plays for Man City Women's, and it might be Keatling. Kira Knightley's an actress, I think. Is it Kira Keating? Kira Keating is a football player. She's a goalkeeper for Man City Women's, right? She's 19. She won Golden Glove. She got the most clean sheets in the league. When given the trophy, the amount of fucking comments that were saying she looks like, talking about her weight, was so fucking ridiculous to me. It just, like, not only, like, it's just, who cares? Why'd you care? It's meant to be a post where she's given an award. She could fucking be happy about it. She goes onto the comments. They're all talking about her weight. Well, half of them are. She ain't even big. And even if she is, half of it's muscle, probably. Like, fucking hell. She ain't tall. I know that. She's quite a short keeper, to be fair. But it just really annoyed me. And then there's... But women's football does a thing where it shoots itself in the foot, right? Because it will have posts about goals or saves, and it will hype them up way too much, right? It will be like, oh my god, save of the century, shit like that, and it's a very basic save. In the North London derby at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Tottenham striker Martha Thomas, she was running in on goal. She then she's kind of she's pushed away from the goal by I think it was Lotte Wubben-Moy, who defended her very well, forced her wide. Shoots from about 20 yards out, it goes straight at the keeper. I remember watching that game, and the co-commentator was like, it's a very good shot, and it's a great save. Bear in mind, it P-rolled to the keeper. And that's the problem. No one's going to take the sport seriously because of comments like that. That's a comment you make when you're 7-year-olds in goal. And even then, it's still a bit... Look, you shouldn't. But, like, honestly, like... It just didn't make sense to me. So it was like, it weren't a good save. It was straight at her. If she hadn't have saved it, I would have been in absolute shock. I think I would have died from shock. And people will act as if, as well, online, people will comment on the women's game as if it's been around for the same time as the men's, so they will compare. Women's football in England was banned until, like, the 1900s, I swear. Again, I'm going to use my phone to Google. Women's football banned. It was banned from 1921 to 1970. And they couldn't play at, like, good stadiums. They had to play grassroots football. So, what that means is it's harder to access. It won't get as many... It won't get any viewers if it's a grassroots. It will be family members, like it is when you're, like, in... You know, your sport, your school team. Like, it won't be 1,000 people there. There might be 50. So no one can watch it online, of course. I mean, it's 1920s as well. It won't be in the newspapers. It won't be on the radio or anything. So no flipping English woman, well, barely any, cared enough because they didn't know it even existed. And also, they weren't getting paid because if they didn't have a ground, then how could they get money? Even in, like, 2010, I'm pretty sure they were part-time contracts in the Women's Super League or whatever it was called at the time. And they were working, like, 3 different jobs. Half of them were, like, primary school teachers as well as a footballer. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being, like, the league top goal scorer? Like, not, you know, the best of all time, but let's say, like, a Griezmann. Could you imagine if he had to, like, teach history and then play football to make a living? What? It is baffling. So when people compare the two side by side, it's stupid. Because it's not at the same path yet. It's not on the same timeline. Same with women's basketball and men's basketball. The WNBA just had a very big prospect and a big draft in 2024. Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Carpenter, I think. I'm so scared I'm saying the wrong names. And there's so many more that I haven't mentioned just there because it's not on the NBA League Pass. It's a separate League Pass, which really infuriates me because I would love to be a viewer, but the fact it's separate, it's kind of annoying. Just make it part of the NBA, please, because I will watch it. Of course, I'd gladly watch it. But yeah, there's comments about how they should lower the rims, the hoops, so that women basketball players can dunk. Already, the problem is, that seems really, like, demeaning, almost. It's like, oh, you guys can't do this. Here, we'll make it easier for you. Could you imagine in women's football, the next Women's World Cup, they're saying, by the way, we're going to make the goals 20% bigger. Could you imagine? Like, what? No one would then take it seriously. Because it's not even. They want equality. That's the whole point. It's equality. Fucking treat them equally. Don't just... Oh. Anyways. Yeah. So it's like, what? And what else is it? It's also just like... It means people will put an asterisk on it. People will be like, oh yeah, but it's like, it's not the same height as an NBA room, so it don't count. And shit like that, like what? But they're the same people that are like wanting that, because they want to see dunks. I get that you want to see dunks, of course. I completely understand that. It will come with time. Again, women's basketball it's on the rise now. Same with women's football. Wait 10 years. And I reckon there's going to be a WNBA prospect that is going to be a dunking machine. I think, genuinely, right? And I've hidden this in the middle of a podcast while playing Power Wash Simulator, so that it doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. It probably will, because I'll probably remember it. But yeah, I'm all for women's sport, man. Women in general. Shout out my mum. And my nan. And, like, my nans, sorry. Both of them. And, you know, shout out everyone. Every woman that's not, like, bad. I don't know. I'm just trying not to dig myself out, to be honest. I'm only 30% done. Jesus Christ. Sorry, this is insane. Like, what the hell? I think this is gonna... I don't think I'm gonna do the playground in one video. Because I'm running out of things to talk about. I could rant more about sport, but it's like... That's not what these normally are. But, you know, who says that they have to be what they were? Bit of philosophy for you. Another couple of things I want to talk about. I do have one thing as well, and I don't know how to word this. Well, I do, but it's just gonna. It probably will sound wrong, and if it is, then please don't attack me. Please just educate me instead of like insulting me. I'm not a fan of my own body. I don't have confidence in myself, in how I look. I mean, this hair doesn't help, but even when I had different hair, I still didn't. So, it's not the hair. But I hate the feeling of not having any confidence. I don't like the feeling of always wishing for better. So when my friends of any gender, either or, and others, shit, I've fucked up. When they post a photo, I want to be able to compliment them without it being weird, right? However, if I am a single male man, which I am, and I have a friend who's, I mean, if they're in a relationship or not, it's still weird. But if I compliment them, if I say, hell yeah, that's my friend, like, you look great, that's my friend right there, anything like that, it seems dodgy. It seems flirtatious. It seems rude. How does one go about that? How does one compliment their friend without it being all of that, you know? How can I avoid that? Because I would love to be able to compliment all my friends without feeling wrong. And the way I've done it recently is I've said that's like, if there's like an inside joke or if there's a name and like a tiny nickname, not a tiny, I don't know why I said tiny, but something like that, I'll put that in the comments. But that's not really a compliment. I don't think. I'd rather be able to just say, you look good, without it being weird. Or am I making it weird? Should I ask should I ask my friends? Is that why? I mean, that's probably the answer, right? I hope. People are probably going to say that is the answer. Which, I mean, hey, at least I've got an answer. But yeah, I don't want to feel weird when I'm trying to be happy for my friends. If they have the confidence to post a photo of themselves, they deserve a compliment. They deserve their friends to boost them even more. Because it must feel nice. No, I've gotten compliments. I just don't take them. I just ignore them, like I say, before I dismiss them. So, again, I just don't take my own advice, I guess. It's like, I will gladly tell all my friends that they look good, but I won't have it if they say it back. Like, I will not be having any of that shit. But shout out Friends as well. Not the show. Anything but the show. But rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Of course. I liked his. I don't know what's the film where he's a teacher. I watched that all on TikTok. That was quite a good film. I did enjoy watching that. And he helps this like girl, I think. This woman, not woman. She was a girl. Just sounds a bit weird saying that. But at first, like he nearly like threw a desk at her or something. It was like, oh dear, blood is vexed. What is the film called? I doubt they put it. I mean, it was probably in the comments somewhere. But But then I just watch the rest on TikTok anyways. Right, what's next? Is there another? There is another yellow spot. Of course there is. Does it actually go into here? Yes. Yes, it does. Okay. How would you have or if you have played this game, how did you do this level? Because I want to be neat with it. But obviously this probably isn't the neatest because I've just done that randomly and then I'm going to leave that entire room for God knows how long. Because I'm doing just the yellow ring and I'm going to do the exact same with this one. Is that neat? And obviously I went like, I did like the rim. I did the bins, the benches first, then I did the rim. Then I did that. Then I did the ring around that, the massive red ring. And then I went over there and did all of it. And then I'm doing these three. Like, is that weird? Is this a weird pattern that I've gone? Probably. I thought that was a bird then. I'm not even 50%. Jesus Christ. So, I'm not bored. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. I need food. What else gotta talk about? Anything else happening in the world? Probably. Oh, well, yeah, there is. But I don't want to talk about it. There's a lot of negatives in the world, and I just ironic for me to say this, but I'd love if we were all able to focus on the positives. It would be great. If a lot of other people are happy, I'll probably be deluded and think I'm happy too. So help a brother out, please. Am I allowed to say brother? It's not a specific thing, right? To any nationalities. It's definitely inside here. It's inside this one, I think. Yeah. Right, now what? Should I do this one? Should I start inwards? See, again, that's probably really weird. I'm not doing it on purpose. That was just genuinely my first thought. Let's talk music real quick. Is music going downhill? And what I mean is, I think more recently, because of digital streaming and just that's how majority of people consume music and media in general now, I can't help but notice most things are declining. Even TV and entertainment still feel the same. Is it because I'm getting older? Or is it actually declining? For example, with music, I think everyone knows that the blueprint equals streams. How do you get more streams? Well, you make a really big fucking album with a lot of songs. Or you release crap loads of remixes. Or you do a sped up, slowed down version as well. Acoustic version. Sabrina Carpenter released Espresso. A great song. An amazing song. Did she need to make 7 different versions of it afterwards? I like the names. That was clever. But come on, you just performed it like Coachella. I don't know if you need the extra cash. I'm sure your label doesn't either. And with Taylor Swift's most recent album, Tortured Poets Department, I believe it's called. I hope I'm right. I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not really a big Taylor Swift fan in general. But I went into this with an open mind. I thought, look, maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe she is extremely talented. And you know what? This album hasn't made me change that. I mean, she can't be this popular without being talented. So, but that album was extremely bloated, extremely boring. You play a song on its own, it probably is a very good song. However, the album itself, it's just so boring. It's the same instruments, the same melodies almost in the vocals. Like, it's... And the reason why she's done that, she's now at the point in her popularity, she doesn't need to push herself. She can just remain in her comfort zone and make a fucking massive bag. I would do the exact same. I'm not blaming her for it. However, as somebody who would love to enjoy music, I hope that this isn't the trend for everyone. Where they make... I mean, her deluxe album is way too long and it doesn't change enough. You know who's doing a great job at avoiding that? Olivia Rodrigo. Both albums are very good. Admittedly, Sour is not... Wait, yeah, Sour does have songs where they'll feel similar, but she switches it up a lot more than Taylor did in a lot less songs. Without features as well. And then Guts was a massive wide range. And then her deluxe, she added 5 songs to Guts. She added 5 of them. And some of them probably should have made the final fucking album. There were some very good songs and even more changes in the style of the music. You had a couple more acoustic, guitar-y songs. And soon as she went from like ballad, driver's license, and deja vu, she has the range, and that it was fucking brave of her. When Guts first came out, I was expecting more of the Sour sound, the sad and soft tones, I'd want to say. And some songs were like that, but there was quite a few that weren't. And at first I was like, I don't like this album as much as Sour. God, it's fucking grown on me. And I am excited for what happens next in her career, because she's very talented, and I just hope she can keep it up. It's scary. It's a young age that she's at. She's not old or anything. So it's, you know, will stardom affect her life as it has done with many others at a young age? Mayor Jeff Jefferson and 8th. Wait, no, that's 13th. Sorry. Calvin Miller. Oh my god, wait, I'm a doctor. Doctor in power washing, hell yeah. Where's my name, Doc? I hope I'm a doctor. That'd be cool. Anyways. Also, can we just talk about how amazing concept albums are? I only just learned what concept album means a couple days ago. And, I just thought, what do you mean concept? Like, it's real. Because to me, concept means like almost like a draft, like an idea. So to hear people talk about a concept and it not, but it be a real thing, I was like, what? Kendrick Lamar and Tyler the Creator made, for me, they're the two artists that have gotten me into like concept albums. The storytelling art form in music throughout a whole album. And obviously, there's positive and negatives to each style of album you make. The negative being that in a storytelling album, maybe it doesn't make the most sense when it's an individual song on its own. And it's a lot harder to, well, the fact you're trying to tell a story means you are limiting yourself in terms of what you can say, what you want to say. But they do it so well. I still can't believe Igor didn't make it onto the Apple Top 100 albums, but like, it is an amazing album. There we go. Now we're onto the green. I'm gonna start in here. I think I'm gonna stop when I've done all these coloured rings. Also, why is Bastard not on Spotify? Is it because of the things he talked about in that album? Because that's got quite a dark theme. And the character, who's is the character Wolf? No, that's in, no. Who's the character in Bastard? I can't remember who it is. But he's dark as shit, man. And boy, does he know how to fucking tell people. I think Kendrick's Damn, to me, the fact that it tells a story forwards and backwards. Same with Igor, to be fair. But taking storytelling to that level is insane. Where obviously in Damn, the story is how Kendrick at first is like, he isn't religious. He is what is the word? I can't remember what the word. There's a video essay, right? I'm gonna link all the video essays I watched about these because they were sick. That'll be in the description for sure. I highly recommend. But there was, so he went from like his sins almost to like the positives, the light. But if you listen to it in reverse, I think like whatever the last track is his father dying. And it shows that without his father, he turns to like the gang he was involved in. He loses like his loyalty. He just keep on sinning, that boy, until he is struck down in the first track / final one, if you're listen to it in reverse. But yeah, watch those video essays and listen to the albums. They're great. And if you have more concept albums that I should listen to, it doesn't have to be rap. They're just the ones that kind of interested me at first because I already knew of the two. I just hadn't listened to their albums in full before. So yeah, if you have recommendations, I am all for them. And with other media being in decline, I mentioned film and TV, right? Because of streaming services, you can tell Disney, for example, Disney Plus, and Marvel in Disney don't care about the quality, or they haven't. I think that they've realised that they need to now, but they didn't care about the quality. So they just kept piling shit up to make. And because the quality was so bad, no one was watching. And they've turned audiences away after Endgame because of... There's been like, if you ask me, I'd say maybe about 3 good shows on Disney Plus from Marvel. WandaVision, Loki, and that might be it. I might be forgetting one. But it just goes to show, like, you can't just rely on numbers to get you through it. You have to actually try. And hopefully, I don't know how I've come back to Taylor Swift, but hopefully that realization will hit Taylor soon, and then she will keep with good storytelling and good songwriting instead of just making a boring album. Shout out, I don't know, Midnights. Fuck knows. No, Folklore. That one. I think it's a good album. I don't know. I haven't listened to it. My brother likes it. I've just slumped more and more into my chair as this flipping game has gone by. I'm stopping after this green one. I'm so hungry and tired. And I don't have anything else to say. Not that I can think of. At this point in time. But I hope that this Chan chats, this cleaning Chan chats, I don't know what to call this because it's kind of like its own style. But if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, please. Please. Okay. It would just be interesting to see if people actually watched, people listened. If you have any things you want to comment, go for it. I will read every comment because I don't get any. So I don't have it. You know, it means I can procrastinate work more. So please comment, like, talk to me. Sounds so lonely. And subscribe, please, for more because I am down to make this a series. Admittedly, I will have to like space it out so I have things to talk about. Maybe I'll have friends in like a Discord call so that they can also talk about things they want to say, and it's not just me waffling on. Who knows, my friend? Who knows? I'm nearly done. We're gonna hear this ding very soon. And this ding is gonna signal the end of the video. But I'm gonna get the cleaning thing to 50% because it's just more satisfying, isn't it? I really don't want to talk when the ding happens, but where the... Okay. There it is. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.